Hey all, Heretic here, and today I want to talk to you about, hold on, this doesn't really feel, there we go, much better. Today I want to talk to you about Hearthstone Battlegrounds and damage. Now, I don't mean minions hitting each other, I mean about the damage we take at the end of a combat, whether we win or lose or tie. Now, yes, early in the game you should take a little damage. Late in the game you should take a lot of damage. Never feels good when it's turn 1. And you know, you that Lich King player who reborns this certain, yeah, you know the feeling. Let's unpack that one later. But late in the game, when you're losing the game and you die, fine. But how about when you're in first? How about when you've got all your health? You've not lost a single combat, it's turn 11. And let's say you take, I don't know, 55 damage. Does this feel right? And what I'm referring to are ways you can cheat damage, say summoning things out of your hand. This has always been an issue in Battlegrounds. They've never quite got right. Their only real solution at times has been to remove the minion. So the examples that I like to go with are, to a lesser extent of an offender would be Baskill. Baskill summons things out, could be cheesy, could hurt. You know, we then looked at back in time, we could go all the way back to the Tide Razor. Tide Razor would die, pop out a bunch of pirates. Then we have things like Gas Coiler. Gas Coiler, you get 2 random death rattles. Well, if it's reborn, the Coiler comes back. If it's gold, you get 4 minions plus the Coiler comes back. And when the Tide Razor was in, it could pop out of a Gas Coiler. I mean, you get these weird combinations of high damage. And now in the latest iteration, what do we have to deal with but reoccurring Nightmare? I love this card. I love the idea behind this card, but the fact that, you know, it's a tier 7. It can easily get reborn because undead do that. You can get a Titus, you can get a Moria. It dies, and all of a sudden there's these little nightmares. You just see the animation as it slowly, and it's a slow animation, so you know it, creeping over and over to all these different undead creatures. And as the combat winds down and you're like, oh, this is close, it depends what order things get hit. You get one bad hit and next thing you know, you lose, but you hit the minion that pops out a full board of reoccurring nightmares and you go from full health winning to dead. Feels super, I'm sorry, shitty. There's no way to describe that. To go from, I'm doing great, oh, you know, I lost a combat, ooh, I took 20, I took maybe 25 damage, oh, I got destroyed too, I got blown out, I got one shot. This does not feel like great results. This is what in my opinion, poor game design. And the reason for this is it's been in the game for a long time and it keeps coming back. In its current iteration, not only is it back, it's worse than it's ever been before. The only hero who can survive this is a full health patchwork. You've taken no damage. You're good to go if you're patchwork? Come on, does anyone want to play patchwork on the offhand chance that they might win every fight and then just not get one shot by the person who high rolls with reoccurring nightmare? This feels really bad. And I feel like there's a real simple solution. There's a number of solutions I'm sure you could kick out. And I really want you to post in the comments your solutions. How can we fix this reoccurring issue? Not just the nightmare. The nightmare is a problem in that it does that, but it's part of an overall systemic issue in the game that we want to summon things from our hand. We want big, cheesy, fun combos, but we also shouldn't do like 30 to 40 damage from a board that had nothing left all of a sudden. It's got 1 tier 5 minion on it, and that dies. And that kicks out 7 tier 7s. That's a problem. If you have a Gas Coiler and it pops out a sea of minions on the very last hit and your opponent dies, doesn't really feel like you should have won that dramatically. It's fun, you should have won the fight, but maybe not the entire game unless your opponent was at, you know, 10 health, then it makes sense. But if your opponent is sitting there at 25, maybe your Gas Coiler shouldn't kick out a bunch of tier 6s and do that extra damage. What we need, I feel, is just to make it so anything summoned in combat does 1 damage. If it's a tier 6, a tier 1, or a tier 7, it should do 1 damage. And the reason for that being is it just doesn't feel good at all. And this is supposed to be a fun game, an enjoyable game. And yeah, it's great to win that way, but I still feel a little dirty when it happens. I want to win because I beat my opponent, not because RNG said, "You have now been blessed with winning this combat. Congratulations." I want to win because I won the game, not because RNG decided it was my time. And I feel like the easy solution is to make all these do 1 damage. And one more thing, there is a ray of hope. Mitchell Lowen, lead game designer right now in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, says they are aware of this issue and they do, at least he finds it to be a problem and they are working on it. Now, it's going to be addressed very soon, TM, so that could be a month from now, but realistically that's like 6 months to 2 years from now. So there is a ray of hope out there, folks. What are your thoughts? Please, in the comments below, tell me what you think. This has been really bothering me. It's happened to me now 3 different times that Reoccurring Nightmare has destroyed me from first almost full health or actually full health to dead. That doesn't feel great and it really bothers me. Let me know how you feel. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the Battlegrounds. Later.